Revolution. Increasing control of traders. During 1500 AD to 1800 AD, traders between countries in America, Europe, Africa, Asia increased manifold. European traders gave advances to small farmers and artisans to produce textile goods. During this period, income from farming was low and many peasants were already losing their farms and growing land. At that time, doing textile work helped them in making living. Increasing control of traders. Under this system, a cloth trader in Britain purchased cotton from the suppliers and carried it to the spinners. The cloth was taken to the dyers who gave it color. All finishing work was done in London. These different activities were done in different parts of the country. Increasing control of traders. Thus, textile goods were produced by a large number of producers who were controlled by traders. Each trader engaged 20 to 25 craft persons at each stage of production. Sometimes, later the traders brought together the craft persons under one roof, not to go to each one's home. They set up small workshops called manufactories. The trader took the produce and sold it in the market. In this way, slowly the control of the trader over the person increased. Proto-industrialization, a phase in which more and more people took craft production and traders established control over the workers, and a large market for craft produce developed across the world. Beginning of Industrial Revolution 1750 to 1850 AD. This was the beginning of the machine age in Britain. Many changes occurred during this period. In about 1750, machine and steam powers increasingly used to produce goods, to move goods and people from one place to another. Several people living in villages moved in cities to work. To meet the demands for cloth, to increase production, the pressure of trade attempted making such machines which could spin tons of yarn in a short time. But these machines were very heavy that the artisans tried to turn these machines with hands or feet. James Watt's invention. James Watt was an English craftsman, noticed that steam has so much strength that it could move enormous weight. With this mind, he made a machine which would run with the help of steam. Such machines came to be made for all kind of work: spinning, weaving, making iron tools, driving vehicles, ships, etc. Factory system of production. During 1750 to 1850, a new system called the factory system emerged. In the place of simple tools and manual power, new machines and steam powers came to be used increasingly. Production was now carried on in a place called factory. Hundreds of workers were brought together to work in these factories. They produced goods on a very large scale. All facilities for production were owned and managed by individuals called capitalists. They invested money to bring workers, raw materials and machines. Inside early factories. In the beginning, in the place of skilled artisans, a large number of women and children were employed and demanded to work 10 to 8 hours a day and made to work for mere wages. Gradually, workers of factories and mines formed their own organization to fight against the conditions of work. Their struggle were successful. In response to these movements, child labor was banned and the condition of workers improved. The factories too have changed. Almost all workers has become automated and machines were directed by computers. They require very few people and little manual work to run them. Energy is needed to run machines in factory, which is available from coal, electricity, petroleum and so on. Initially, industries depend upon energy from coal and steam. Subsequently, other sources of energy like thermal and hydroelectricity, natural gas, nuclear energy and solar energy have been harnessed. Transportation revolution. The invention of steam engine boosted shipping industry. It reduced the cost of transportation by 1/3 of cost of road transport. Yet, people looked for better ways of transportation. It was the adoption of steam engine locomotives. George Stephenson's locomotive pulled heavy loads along a 64 km track Liverpool to Manchester at 46 km speed in an hour. In 1840, John London Mac Adam devised a method of laying road using broken stones, which created a hard surface in road construction. Within another decade, tar roads were built. This was further followed by the use of motor cars. In the early part of the 20th century, aircrafts were developed by Wright brothers, and today airport is a major method of transport. Trade in industrial products. Industrial production increased so much that it was not possible to sell all the products in their own countries. The factory owners began to sell them in other countries like India, America. The European countries did not have the raw materials required for production of these goods. English traders purchased these raw materials from India and other countries and sold them to factory owners. France, Germany, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, Poland and other exploited the colonies in other continents and grew wealthy. Urbanization and slums. Industrial revolution led to gradual shift of people from villages to towns. Their residential areas lacked proper ventilation, health and sanitation facilities. Slums became common scenario in towns and cities, especially near the factories and mines. Slowly, people fought for civic rights and the condition of workers' quarters also improved.
మా వీడియో గనుక మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి. ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోస్ కోసం మా ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోవడం మాత్రం మర్చిపోకండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ వాచింగ్.